halving Jack?
Yeah.
You can't do that, that's cheating.
Oh, cheating is such a strong word. Think of them as more enhancing my performance.
What?
When it comes to sport, or I guess this game of Snap, you'd like to think everyone was playing fair. But as long as people have been competing, they've been finding ways to get the winning edge.
Snap. You know, you're not very good at this.
Well, maybe I would be if I had someone helping me.
Thousands of years ago, during the ancient Olympic Games, it was quite common for athletes to experiment by eating or drinking different things to see what effect they may have when competing. And when the first modern Olympic Games began in 1896, the International Olympic Committee weren't too concerned with Olympians using drugs to give them an advantage. But as the years went on, performance-enhancing drugs became more effective, and it started to become clear how unfair it was for the athletes who weren't using them. Plus, some drugs were seriously dangerous, and some athletes even died after taking them. In the 1960s, the IOC banned athletes from using performance-enhancing drugs. Regular testing became a thing, and eventually the World Anti-Doping Agency, or WADA, was established as a way to stop illegal doping. Although it didn't go away. Over the years, there have been some famous doping scandals. For example, Canadian sprinter Ben Johnson tested positive to banned drugs 2 days after breaking the world record in the men's 100 metres at the 1988 Olympics in Seoul. In 2007, American track and field athlete Marion Jones admitted to doping while competing at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. At the 2016 Olympics in Rio, many Russian sporting stars were disqualified from competing after failing drug tests. And just last week, we found out that 23 Chinese swimmers had tested positive to small amounts of a drug called tremetazidine during the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
It's been revealed 23 members of the Chinese squad tested
positive for the banned substance tremetazidine.
It's a drug that's used to treat heart disease, but it also helps with endurance, and it's banned. The Chinese anti-doping agency says the athletes didn't mean to take it, and that it had somehow found its way into food at the hotel they were staying at. And WADA accepted the explanation.
We had no evidence of wrongdoing to present and no credible way to disprove the contamination theory that was accepted by China and a position that was also accepted by World Aquatics.
But now, 3 years later, many countries say that China and WADA should have been open about the positive testing, and that the athletes shouldn't have been allowed to compete even if it was an accident.
The whole situation is a tragedy for clean athletes around the world. The fact that, the rules weren't followed.
WADA has stood by its decision.
If we had to do it over again now, we would do exactly the same thing.
But with the Paris Olympic Games less than 100 days away, many will be looking closely at the issue of doping to make sure the Games are as fair as possible.
Athletes are calling for a review and investigation, and we have to get to the bottom of how this possibly happened.